Hey people, Intro here, February 3, Arena of Ashes, blue team. mickaelquensier is an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal, a passive health, regeneration aura. We got some Dark Angels here. Alongside Imperial guard players, RavenKillTeam as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head. The Mordian Iron Guard elite scheme and TheMadVlad rounds off the team with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers. Really strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. And we have more Mordian Iron Guard elite scheme. Red team, it's a bunch of chaos. 2 plague champions, Deathshade here, and strike down his foes. These guys start with damage of a time bolt gun. They can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support. Can also repair. There's some Nurgle worship helping out strike there. And rounding off the team's NoNamePlayer as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. The World Eaters elite scheme there. Looking resplendent. Down in the southwest, contested victory point, sees a lot of action on this map. It's been so long since I've seen this map or Typhon Arena, which is what this map is based on, in a replay. It was a classic map, very classic map back in the old retail days, when of course you couldn't choose what map you played on when you went for ranked games. Lots of Tech Marine turret play on this map back in the day. Double CSM for both NoNamePlayer and strike down his foes. No other unit for Deathshade. I don't see any upgrades either. They are quietly capping the northeast of the map right now. And it's 2v1 against NoNamePlayer. Down goes the Chaos Lord. They just got stomped there as well, I think. And we have the Dark Angels DLC scheme, by the way, with the robes. Looking awesome. Double CSM backing off for No Name here. Trying to stay in cover, trying to stay in play and do what they can. I guess there's nothing here to bash anyway, but it can get decapped by fast capping Tactical Marines. Oh, there it is. They just noded it. Just noded it. CSM dropping models, top of your screen. Lucky to only drop one there. Those guys also dropped one. Meanwhile, Deathshade is kind of idle. Needs to be decapping the VP and stuff. I mean, I know the Plague Champion's quite slow, but they need to be a bit more active than that, I feel like. 492 to 482 on the VPs early on. Sentinel getting a decap on contested victory point. Here comes strike down his foes to help out. Has double CSM. And aspiring champion Heretics. There's some Nurgle worship. Heretics break it to get into some melee. Heal comes in just in time to save those Tactical Marines from dropping models. Oh, they still drop 2. They still drop 2 models. There's a stomp though. Apothecary already has the customized Stormbolt gun. Or bolter, which can use full auto to stun a single entity, usually used on enemy heroes, but you can use it to mess with a dangerous squad. Chaos Lord back to their feet, and here is Deathshade, who just got the revive, I guess, with a Bile Spewer. Bile Spewer is very good on this map because you can get to the central natural power quite easily, and the Bile Spewer will make short work of it, although not quite as good as it used to be at bashing power. Lord Commissar runs away, has a power sword. Scouts repairing a Sentinel. There's some more Noble worship, this time from Deathshade. Deathshade is floating huge amounts of requisition, by the way. They could be noding this. They could be genning up here too. Or just buying more CSM or something, and they are not. Looks like they're trying to rush tier 2. Heretics, you fellows alright? Oh, Sentinel goes down. Heretics also go down. They were not alright, and those guys had an aspiring champion for strike down. Raptors on the way now for Deathshade, so they are getting more tier 1 stuff. Heavy weapon squad trying to set up. Can they get into melee here? Gonna be dicey. They cannot. Oh, Plague Champions strolling in. That was an excellent example of how the Plague Champion is not slowed down nearly as much as other units with suppression. Half as much, actually, I believe. They're only slowed down by 30% rather than 60%. Able to just stroll in and left hook and shoulder butt that heavy weapon squad to leave. CSM in a firefight with the Lord General. I feel like they could be taking some cover here, but... I mean, they're in cover, but it's the wrong side to protect them from the Lord General. They champion with the Mucus Discharge. Can maybe heal those CSM. There we go. Breath of Nurgle heals them. Oh no. Derek and Nigel are dead. Here we go. Derek's back. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, Apothecary levels to 2. Also has Purification Vials now. There's the Raptors of Deathshade. Jump troops that suppress with a cacophony effect when they land. There's the Bilious Discharge. They champion isolating himself a bit here though. Yeah. Bit too eager to show them his Bile Spewer there. Almost went down actually. Now the Raptors are isolated. Need to be very careful not to have a sloppy model loss. They're able to jump away and survive. Double CSM now for No Name, but there's 2v1 against them. Sniper Scout's getting a bit close there. There we go. It's a sniper rifle. Stay back. Boom. 486 to 383. They still have this power, the red team. And then naturals are all populated now. No Name Player goes tier 2, as does TheMadVlad, who got double guards when into those heavy weapons squad fellas. That is grenade launcher barrage, was it? Yes, from these guys down here, from strike down his foes. Did replace those heretics, but this time gave them grenade launchers. Purification Vials wipes out the heretics. Oh, not quite. One of them got away. Horrified and traumatized, but he got away. Double CSM getting low. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Does have a combi flamer in now. Can maybe tie up that heavy weapon squad. Can't suppress the Chaos Lord, but they will take huge amounts of damage. He doesn't want to get close to a heavy weapon squad. He won't like it. Southwest is blue. Tier 2s for Quensier and the RavenKillTeam now. And there's strike down his foes going tier 2. Also Deathshade, the last player in tier 1, steal huge amounts of requisition. They are also actually floating tier 2, or rather floating in tier 1. Plasma guns in quickly here for MadVlad. Helps them trade against Marines, such as these Chaos fellas. There's that heavy weapon squad, heavy bolter again. Didn't want to face it down that time. Heretics do get away though. But now their power's going to get hit. And Sniper Rifle Lord General for fire on my target. Weapon range up by 30% for nearby allies. Vox Operator coming in too. One of his retinue buddies that can call in reinforcements. Noble Worship trying to push the power here in the mid. There's that Plague Champion with the Bile Spewer. Spewing some bile. Bilious Discharge goes in. Purification Vials. Raptors kind of ran right into it. And now they're getting suppressed and they're getting shot to pieces. They need to leave. There we go, they're leaving. Blood Crusher on the way for No Name Player. Deathshade still in tier 1. Look at that float. There's a huge amount of float. Did they bash down here? Only a gen and a half, it seems. And then a Noxious Cloud came in and scared them off. Worth it? Is that worth it, do we think? Dropping a Noxious Cloud to stop a power bash. It might have been. So I think they could have got the other 2 gens there, probably, if they didn't leave. Vox Operator getting some reinforcements in. Level 3. Apothecary now has Armor of the Apothecarian. 200 health and a little bit of health regen. Also gives you a bunch of speed when out of combat and advanced healing. It's insanely useful and effective. It's quite expensive war gear, but especially in a 3v3, very powerful when you can advance healing on multiple armies, let alone multiple units. Here's some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. I feel like it's been a little while since I've seen these fellas running around. Good to see them. Blood Crusher in as well for No Name Player. They're really leaning into this World Eaters thing, which I like. Everything melee so far, is it? Well, these guys still have their bolt guns. 486 to 267. Red team lost all their power there. Heretics do not get away. Those were strike down his foes with the grenade launchers. Big flank now on No Name. Nothing really to threat the Blood Crusher though. Marines can of course get a missile launcher very quickly to counter a vehicle. Don't see any coming in. We have a Chimera from Raven. These guys trying to tough it out and bash power, it looks like. Had to run. Raptors jumping in. That's a good jump. Suppressing the attacks and the Apothecary in there. Purification vials are chucked. Raptors leave. Blood Crusher is in there. These guys upgrading to a Blastmaster at kind of an inopportune time, fellas. You could have done some Sonic Blastering, but now we have the Blastmaster. Can he get a good shot? Not really. Apothecary. Blood Crusher can finish him, maybe not then. Here's a Whirlwind. Just use the Hunter Killer to hit the Blood Crusher there. Blood Crusher with some good pressure. Plague Champion of Deathshade leaves. They have gone tier 2 now. Another Blood Crusher coming in for No Name. The first one leaves. These guys do count as demons. It's a Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut, so you can worship them to great effect. Blue team have taken both of the natural victory points now. Is that Scouts doing it? It is. Now they want this wreck point. Power fully built up here for the red Chaos team, though. 486 to 210. There's that Corn worship on the Blood Crusher, giving it +2 speed, as well as the health and energy regen for being worshipped. Pretty damn good worship for a Blood Crusher. Here's a missile launcher, though. Blood Crushers do have vehicle armor, but they don't have very much of it. Only 600 for something that needs to get into melee, and also doesn't have melee resistance is quite low, but of course makes up for that coming out quite quickly in tier 2 and having generally good mobility. Can charge and can roar as well, which can help keep it alive. 486 to 184. 2-1 cap. Big VP lead for the blue team here. Here's some Ogrins for MadVlad. These guys with heavy melee attacks, they just smack you with their Ripper guns really, really hard. And they'll do really well against the Blood Crusher because of the aforementioned lack of melee resistance on this thing. Going after Chimera now. Good to DPS on the Blood Crusher too. Around 9, I think it's around 94 or 96 heavy melee DPS or something. Or just died over here. Oh, the scouts got caught and killed. And they had a sergeant and sniper rifle, so a lot was spent. There's a Noxious Cloud. That's quite nasty. Those guys just toughing out and reinforcing off the Chimera. Since they have their Commissar, they're reinforcing 3 at a time over there. Very cost efficient. 19 wreck for 3 guardsmen. Single cap for the blue team. mickaelquensier is down to double Marines, and that's it. They got a plasma gun and a missile launcher, and of course some fantastic Apothecary support. There's another Purification Vials throw. This guy's just standing in it. Another CSM died there. Double Blood Crusher push. Is there any other anti-vehicle aside from the missile launcher? Well, and the Ogrins, I guess, but I don't know where the Ogrins are now. They are... oh, they're over here. Bashing power. Fighting a Plague Champion with Plague Fist. Down goes the Chimera. Armor of Pestilence and Fist in for the Plague Champion of Strike Down. Blood Crusher is doing some great work here. Can they survive, though? Ogrins take out one of them. There's advanced healing helping out the Ogrins there. I think the missile launch attacks died. Yes, they did die. And there's the Chaos Lord getting stuck into some melee with a Blood Maul. Ogrins taken out. Blood Crusher's dealing some serious damage here. This thing hits level 2. In on the heavy weapon squad. It might just be taken out by plasma guns eventually, this thing. Because both of those guardsmen have plasma guns. Yeah, down it goes. 486 to 96. Here we see Deathshade pushing the natural victory point of the blue team. Has upgraded Raptors, Blastmaster, Noise Marines, some CSM with Mark of Zinch, and of course some Nurgle worship. Those guys have an aspiring champion. And grenade launchers. Anything for this Plague Champion? Yes, we have Armor of Pestilence and Blight Grenades in now. As well, of course, as that Wild Spewer. Blue team still hold on to the Southwest VP. Bloodletter's on the way now for strike down his foes. Both of those blood crushers did go down, of course. No name. Oh, did they just lose some bloodletters as well? I thought those were temporary bloodletters, but I think those were real bloodletters, I think, maybe. 485 to 82. Red team starting to get back some VPs, but they've got a lot of work to do. Deathshade needs to try and sit on and stabilize this VP as much as they can. It can be difficult to push up these staircases. Many armies have been lost over the years trying to push up those staircases and getting caught by some big area of effect thing. Power Claw. Xenos Power Claw Commissar coming in. Stolen from a very small war boss. Ouch. Blastmaster with a decent shot there. Almost wiped the Devastators. Almost wiped the Raptors as well, though. Well, they're away with 2 models on 100 hit points. That's not bad. And there's some Nurgle worship. The Plague Champion, where's he gone? He's run off. He's just gone and run off. Plague Champion down here. Oh, just got repurchased. I think they were just going to get revived by NoNamePlayer there, who goes after a heavy turret. This has been dropped in by the Lord General. And it has vehicle armor, that turret, so the regular melee damage of that Blood Maul will take a while to get through it. Looks like they're really having a good old go, though. 439 to 82. Chaos Dreadnought. You might be wondering, hey, why does a Blood Maul only have regular melee damage? Because it does 100 DPS of it. Bloodletters here. Oh, these are temporary fellas. Spawned in. Lord General replacing the fallen retinue members, who then run for their lives. Dreadnought, the World Eater's tail. Gonna bash power there, bud? Nope. Chaos Lord might just go and steal that power. Plague Champion is on capping duty, level 7. And with the Pestilent Strike will be great at capping down there. Deathshade making their way back up to the north. Blue team getting their natural back, but red team did get that contested. And here's some Stone Guard veterans for Quensier. First Company Marines that can change their ammo to combat all targets. They've switched into Vengeance rounds here, which is weird because Deathshade doesn't have a vehicle. Oh, to bash power with. Okay, fair enough. Vengeance rounds are good versus super heavy infantry and vehicles, but also what you want to use to shoot down gens. Dreadnought's kind of far forward here. Auto cannon coming in. Don't think those CSM can stay in there very long. That's a lot of plasma guns. And that's a bunch of fire from Let the Galaxy Burn. Noxious Cloud thrown in as well. And that might do a huge... Yeah, that's really effective. Noxious Cloud, really effective. TheMadVlad lost both of their Guardian squads, I think, in that amalgamation of fire and Nurgle stink. Lord General trying to get a revive. Gets it. Lord Commissar back to their feet. Immediately smacked back to the ground by the Chaos Lord. And there's that sweeping doom. And then he runs. No accessory on that guy yet, but level 6 doing really well, that Chaos Lord. Mark of Cornfellers. Level 4 Mark of Cornfellers. 2196 hit points, not bad at all. 355 to 82. Lord General runs. Level 5, replacing those retinue members, of course, does have stabilizers in. Meanwhile, Deathshade with a Land Raider Phobos trying to defend their VP. I think they can. Stone Guard with Kraken bolts loaded in to shoot enemy heavy infantry and heroes, and they have to run. Plasma Cannon isn't going to bother setting up here. Gaseous Purification Vials throw over there. Can they run through and get to this VP now? Red team has stolen this power. Blue team will try and steal it back. Still trying to make up a big VP deficit. But look how depleted the blue rosters are now. The 2 Guardsman players down to 2 infantry squads each. Quensier does have this whirlwind here. This is a new one, right? Or is it not? Maybe it's not. Devastator's on the way. There's a good plasma cannon shot, bloody hell. Almost wiped those CSM. Angels of Death. And they misfired their second shot there, and now they run. Maybe a waste of that global. I think they were trying to keep them in play to get that second shot and finish off the CSM, but didn't work out. Double Mark of Pawn fellas coming in. Wiping out the Devastators. The aspiring champion also gets a Melter Pistol, which I think is set to get a damage buff, I believe, the Melter Pistol he has. I think he should get the fancier axe as well. Uh-oh. Devastators with a las cannon running into a huge amount of trouble. There's advanced healing and some disruption and a plasma gun and stern guard to pile in some DPS, and they run off. That's some good pressure though. Nice assist there from NoNamePlayer. 305 to 82. Lehman Russ on the field now for the MadVlad. Oh, they've gone Vanquisher. I thought they'd go Executioner. Chaos Dreadnought needs to be careful because of that Vanquisher now. That was a breath of Nurgle to heal some stuff. Dreadnought getting some repairs. Chaos fellas helping each other out. It's not very chaotic, is it? Raptors capping Northeastern VP. Doesn't seem like Deathshade wants to push onto the VP here. They don't want to extend their Plague Champion up there and have them have to retreat, I suppose. Blue team may be able to get back in here. I don't think the Dreadnought's going to survive this encounter. Down it goes. And everything's run off. Well, Plague Champion's still in here. What is going on? Oh, they were trying to build a Plague Champion turret, I think. But they decided against it. Bloodletter's warp shifting and running in. There's a decap. 26582. Tier 3 for NoNamePlayer. Deathshade now has a Chaos Predator in play. Feels like it's making its way northeast. With all that stuff, surely they have to push onto that VP. Doesn't seem like they want to, though. Oh, Quensier is just avoiding them and bashing power in the mid. Maybe they can get a big flank down there, too. 2 las cannons on the devs. Lord Commissar, you got any other war gear, buddy? Still the same stuff, I believe. Those Mark of Pawn CSM able to dip into those backlines and cause some chaos. Make everything push back. Bunch of dead guardsmen there. And Heretics and the Plague Champion helping out. Taking back the VP. There it is. Meanwhile, Tax wiping. Those were Quensiers. And the Whirlwind wiping. And Devastators wiping. Level 4 Plague Champion. And the Raptors take down the Apothecary. Quensier having a very rough time. Oh, they want to concede. 252 to 82. Here's a revive thanks to the Plague Champion. MadVlad says we can win. Raven with a Stormlord on the way. Quensier is not so sure about that victory. Blue team are taking the southwest back. I think Quensier kind of gave up on that fight. And didn't move the rest of their stuff away. NoNamePlayer with a Chaos Predator on the way of their own. What mark did we see here? Mark of Nurgle on this guy. And Deathshade has now pushed up, knowing that Quensier lost a bunch of stuff. Land Raider? Oh, they're talking about this Land Raider. I thought they had a Land Raider on the way. Yeah, I'm not sure how the blue team are going to get their natural back. You stay here, no move, says Quensier. It's lost. Well, I mean, he's got a point. If you stay here and don't move, it's going to be lost. Here's a Stormlord. Not sure if they'd want to take that to the top because of the Phobos that's there. More guardsmen coming in. There's tier 3 for Quensier. They do have tons of red. One really good nuke could do it, and MadVlad and RavenKill can both also nuke. And they're all bunched up here. Rocket Run can mess up the infantry quite bad. Oh, we have Melter Raptors now. Now their powers are being bashed. MadVlad saying use stealth to decap VPs. With scouts, I suppose. 2-1 for red. Can they hold on? I mean, they're in a decent position to do so. Stormlord doing some good work there with that Vulcan Mega Bolter. Can they get that Chaos Predator down? Here comes a Noxious Cloud, I think. Oh no, it's a nuke. Imperial Abyss from one of the... I'm not sure which one that was. I think that was Deathshade, because Strike Down just got Terminators in. That nuke didn't do that much. It might kill the Lord Commissar, though. No, he lives. He survives. Well, blue team are on the move to try and have a go at the top. Deathshade is yet to react. These guys trying to outshoot some CSM. Level 4 Marco Zint CSM as well. But that's a lot of plasma guns. And there's that Stormlord as well. Look at the range it has on that Mega Bolter. 196 to 66. Can the blue team pull this out? What is this? Oh, sneaky Stormtroopers trying to get a decap, as they mentioned earlier. Orbital coming in from Quensier. Stern Guard do make it out. Oh, those Stormtroopers did not make it out, though. Nurgle tank had a grand old time getting that shot in. We have some... Oh, Lightning Claw Terminator is backing off there. Orbital didn't do much. Needed to spread those beams out a bit, I think. Meanwhile, blue team's still making a run for the red team's natural. There's something sitting on it. What is it? Bloodletter's sitting on it. Chaos Lord now runs. Needing to try and move and fight at the same time, which can be tricky. You guys live? Yep, MadVlad with some Kashyyykin on the way now. Still tons of red for those two Guardsman players. Need some more Lehman Rush Vanquishers maybe. Go hunt down that Phobos. Manticores might be good too, because they're all bunched up here. Look at this. A couple of Manticore strikes on that could get them moving. Kashyyykin hit the field for MadVlad. Oh no, it's a bad time to give a mark to your tank. Down it goes. Lehman Russ getting it done. And I think gets away. Blastmaster gets a good hit, but also some friendly fire. Lehman Russ survives, hits level 3. Need some repairs now, fellas. Guys. They're not repairing it right now. They're also not going after the VP. There's a triple for the red team now. Quensier still wants them to concede. I mean, at least they're not abandoning their team. A lot of the time, if a player doesn't get the concede they want, they just leave. Land Raider Redeemer on the way now for Quensier. Still the triple cap. Deathshade still sitting pretty up here. Just begging to be manticored. Look at the resources Raven has. Are they saving... What are they saving for? They can't get another super heavy tank. Should be purchasing things. I think they're very preoccupied with staying alive. Uh-oh. Imperial Abyss from NoNamePlayer. Lots of blood, lots of death. They are reinforcing off the Stormlord. They should have maybe jumped inside of it. Triple cap for the red team is going to see this through, I think. Here's some Chaos Terminators for No Name. There's that Noxious Cloud. I think blue team did have a chance if they maybe a bit more aggressively went top with the stuff that the Guardsman had. Tried to triple against Deathshade maybe. But they kind of made their way across, bashed power, and then kind of stood here a bit, Raven. I think maybe they could have gone up here, or as I said, tried to triple against Deathshade. But there you have it. Level 8 Apothecary at the end. Did have the Anointed Power Axe. You saw that really rough fight that Quensier had. Oh, maybe they did drop at the end because they purchased some weird war gear here. That really rough fight they had when they lost those 2 Devastators and one of their Marines as well, I think, in the Whirlwind. Raven's Lord Commissar, level 7, was getting Fist of Brockus at the end, apparently. Level 9, Lord General. Derek and Nigel both alive, which is what matters. Level 6 Plague Champion for Deathshade. Level 8 Chaos Lord down. And a level 9 Plague Champion down. Had that Plague Fist. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game. And I'll see you next time.